touch.
People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going all every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show, so by me ain't nobody out now that can touch us.
What's up, y'all? Screw the rules, YuGiOh here, and I'm with my boy Julian, bro, and we're at YCS Indy, bro. And Julian, you gotta tell the people what you did at YCS Indy, bro.
I made day 2. I lost on the bubble, but I won in the written feature in round 10, so that was pretty cool.
Hey, let's go. You gotta check out my boy. He's got a written feature, and we made it to day 2. How was your experience at YCS Indy?
It's class, man. I love Midwestern YCSs. I love hanging out with the guys. I love seeing everybody.
Fisher!
Couldn't have had a better time.
Let's go. So you made it to day 2, bro.
Yeah.
And what deck, bro? What deck did we take?
I played the Purrely Dark World Jen and Ken deck.
Purely Dark World Jen and Ken. What? We're activating talents and thrusts over here? Oh my gosh. Do you remember your matchups?
Yeah, I did. I haven't written down.
God, yes.
I played against the Mirror, who I reversed 2-0'd after losing the roll. I played against Trickstar. I played against Chimera, Infernoble, Tier, Infernoble, Vanquish Soul, and then Chimera, and then the written feature was Gold Pride, and then in the last round I lost to DB Grinder on...
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
That's my guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Julian, he's gonna show us his Purely Cat deck, bro, with Dark World. Let's see this main deck, bro.
So I played fewer cats because you have a lot of normal summons now.
What? 2-2?
Yeah, and you just have to be more proactive shuffling them back with this card. These are all standard. And then 1 field spell because...
Oh, yeah. Why the 1 field spell? We're cutting a lot of the Purely stuff, actually.
It's still really important, but you usually kind of want to start with some of the Purely stuff, bait out a hand trap or 2, and if you do this, when you don't have to, sometimes you get them to not use a hand trap you wanted them to use, and you can't punish with Jen and Ken.
Oh, right. That's the whole focus here. Okay.
So it's still really good, still really important. And most of your hands play out like a regular Purrely hand anyway, except you just have a good discard engine. Like, you don't always get to do the Gen Ken stuff. So this card's still really important. The other thing is, in theory, it's super good against Rescue Ace, and obviously Rescue Ace went crazy at this YCS.
Yeah,
but
Rescue Ace via Bellstar, yep.
If they know what you're on, they just make the Rescue Ace stuff and back it up with Masquerena for Little Knight, and then Little Knight outs this, and then all their traps are live. So it doesn't really do the thing that you need it to do in that matchup, and that matchup's already really hard. I wanted to just have more gas to push through it, or be able to push them with my battle phase and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But for Dark Worlds, we played Silva, Purrely, and then 3 Rainbow.
There we go. And can you explain the interaction real quick?
Sure, so when you gen for Ken, well, I'll show you those as well. When you gen for Ken.
From the new set, y'all. These guys activate talents and thrusts.
Yeah, you draw 2, discard 1, because you gave them Ken. Yeah. It triggers as your opponent making you discard a card, so you pitch Rainbow. Rainbow then searches Silva and adds Purrely. You bounce Purrely with Rainbow. And then you play any Purrely spell, discard Purrely, give them Purrely, and then discard Silva and loop for 2. And if you open Rainbow Purrely and like a way to play and a way to gen, you can hand loop for 4 or 5. Or sometimes if you open Nair Transverser, you can do 4 or 5 with tactics and stuff. Like, you rip their hand apart quick.
Jeez.
If they play
you summon the big cat?
Yeah. So that's really powerful. I didn't want to play Ken in multiples, but I was scared that Tier would mill it, and these guys can summon from the hand, but they can't summon from the graveyard.
Oh, okay.
By the way, shout out Sean Javari for hooking me up with these Spanish ones. It's my guy.
Hey, shout out to Sean.
And then Rhoda to find it. You can also thrust for Rhoda. That came up multiple times. Obviously, I played
there we go,
Tactics and Thrust. I wanted to play 40 cards.
Heart and soul of this deck.
And then this one obviously does a lot more going first, and this has a little bit more utility, but there's hands where you get hand trapped like Imperm or something, and it just doesn't do enough. And then I also played Change of Heart and Mind Control.
For your thrust targets?
Yeah, this was maybe a little much, but it helped out boards. And there's no board that like doesn't get hurt by these. Because now that you have Little Knight, any Link 2 is like a meaningful, impactful, strong way to play. You also have Dark. I should have maybe played Lina, or I would have considered it at least to take their Gens and Kens, but actually only played 1 mirror. My opponent made a really bad error in game 2 and ended up beating him. And then for hand traps, I played 3 Ash. The rationale is that you deck Finn a lot, and if you combo, you still do want to be able to find one of these. It also makes the side pattern work a lot better.
Oh, okay, but just 3 hand traps, right, in the main?
Yep, that's it for the main deck.
We got all gas.
That felt like the way to approach this format, just because it's too wide. Like you could.
There's too many decks. Yeah, there's so many decks.
For side deck, I played triple Phantasme, bunch of Bestials.
Why the Phantasme?
I felt that they were really strong against Rescue Ace and really strong against Unchained, which are important matchups that I was trying to be prepared for.
Gotcha.
Good against Dragons as well. I'm also just a big fan of the card. I think it's sweet.
It says draw cards.
One of the problems with Purrely, especially when you cut Prosperity, is that you don't get to see quick play spells every game, and you're going to lose basically every time that you don't get to see quick play spells. It happened in the last round, unfortunately, against,
It happens,
against
bro.
Boston, but
It happens. That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah. Joel, I felt was too important not to play, similar with the shufflers.
Yep.
And then, unfortunately, just because of YCS and I didn't want to get scummed in time, I played Dogwood.
Oh, understandable. At a big event.
It's unfortunate just because Purrely does have a big problem with time. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys watched Josh Schmidt's deck profile recently where he talked about it. And then some people are playing like Condemned Dark World and stuff. I don't know if that's actually good because it's really weak to Nib and it's really weak to like Imperm and stuff like that. And if they know that you paid 5, well, there's one way you could gain life points, and it's Condemned Dark World. So if you play Dark Lord, so if you play against a good player, they're just not gonna let you resolve it, like, ever. So it seemed bad, and I wanted that card, and I did win a game with it, but it is what it is. For extra deck, I played Dark, IP, Little Knights, Anima, which gets more and more important.
There we go.
And people still play into the zone.
Yes, they get punished, man.
And then Julian Transverser. This card's super cool.
What is that?
Lets you switch control of the cards it points to, so you can take their Ken and your Jen and switch control, and then use the Ken you gave them to summon Jen to their field to make them discard another card. Or one super cool play I did with it was I was playing against a really weird grind game against a Chimera player, and I gave him Ken. He had Fenrir on the field. I had baited the Fenrir earlier in the turn. I summoned Purrely. I used the effect. I took his Fenrir. I gave him Purrely. Geonator Transverser attacked the Purrely. Fenrir attacked the Ken. Fenrir effect, banish it face down, swing for 24 exact. That was super cool. And this card also has like Dragoon and stuff, so.
What?
Yeah, because it doesn't target. It's super strong.
It doesn't target? Oh my gosh. Wait, how did you feel about SP Little Knight? Cause
it's awesome. I love this card.
Man, she was the MVP, bro, for this event. That's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, it's super powerful. It's super pushed. It's kind of generic. It's fair interaction that gives you a lot of utility, ways to interact with the graveyard, and it's more importantly, it's not a negate and it doesn't search anything from the deck. So
dude, and it brings itself back.
It does.
Like that's
awesome.
crazy. And so because when it brings itself back, those arrows are insane.
Yeah. I love this card and I think it's like really fun and interesting. But yeah, it's just gonna be everywhere for a while. It's like DPE, but a little bit more fair than DPE. And it outs DPE, so it's cool. And then, you know, I also played Goddess. This was a last minute inclusion.
Oh, why Goddess?
In theory, it's good in the mirror, but I never made it. I don't really see a situation where I would have wanted to make it.
So we might cut it?
Yeah, I think I probably will. This might be good to be Lina or maybe Typhon, but we'll have to see. Personally, I could not think of a ton of situations where Typhon would have come up, but that's the sort of card that might just sort of like reveal itself to be good later down the road.
Yeah?
For Ixies, I played
here we go. We got the little cats.
Beauty, Noir, 2 Big Noir, and 2 Happiness.
Oh, we cut down 2. That extra deck's really tight, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because
we're
summoning so much, yeah.
And then I did not play Downer or anything, but I did play Zeus.
Yep.
Again, a lot of people will say Zeus is like your last resort, I guess, in a lot of ways. And I don't play Downer Magician. It just never felt worth it. You're like very rarely getting to do 2 sends off this. And a lot of the time it's just like, if you do make it, it's because you like threw it on top of a guy with a bunch of materials or something. So
right. Yeah,
Downer
exactly.
was super redundant. And then one card I do think is important is Princess Sprite. A lot of people cut this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of people cut that card. Why is that important
It's because Little Knight interacts so well against you, and you just want to be able to go summon a guy, okay, they let it resolve, summon another guy, no effect, exceeds for Princess Sprite, attack Little Knight, Princess Sprite effect makes Zeus.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's true.
Yeah. It's hard to out Little Knight otherwise, and a lot of people are playing like the Lyrilless guy and stuff, which is cool, and super good against Sunshade and stuff, but this felt more important to me.
Gotcha. And then that's it for the extra deck?
That was the list, yeah.
Again, Julian, thank you for showing us the list. And again, congratulations on making day 2 at the YCS, bro, in Indy.
Yeah, thanks,
Oh
man.
my gosh, do you have any shout outs before we leave, bro?
Yeah, of course, shout out Ronnie Sanchez.
Ronnie!
Shout out all Team DQ, shout out to
Oh, Team DQ, yo, let's go. Anthony Sale. He shouted you out. We got Gio.
What's up?
Seabass, Team DQ. Y'all gotta watch out for him. Y'all gotta watch out for him. Y'all coming up.
For real, we're up next, bro. Shout out everyone who had so many kind words. Shout out all my guys in St. Louis. Shout out everybody in Chicago. Shout out Emporium TCG. Shout out Yeti Gaming.
Let's go,
shout out
Gator.
Peter for driving me. Shout out Screw the Rules Yu-Gi-Oh, bro.
Bro, see, I love this Yu-Gi-Oh community. It's just so awesome, bro. I love it. Again, Julian, thank you, bro. And congratulations. And we're going to see you, bro, because you're going to be the next YCS champion. You already know it, bro. All right, peace.
Search. People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going all every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show so bummy, ain't nobody out now that can touch us.